So Mercury is about to get retrograde, and just now in a couple of hours, Mercury will go retrograde in the zodiac of Scorpio. What else is happening? Venus is already present in the zodiac of Scorpio, and apart from Venus, Jupiter is in Gandanta. Now this is a very specific retrogression of Mercury, because Mercury is going in the beginning of the zodiac of Scorpio in Anuradha Nakshatra, whereas Jupiter is in Gandanta, in Jeshta. And while the Mercury is retrograde, Jupiter is going to leave the house, travel across Gandanta, go into the Mula Nakshatra. So this Mercury becomes extremely important. I don't know why people usually avoid Mercury and they don't bother about the importance of Mercury. Mercury is kind of one of the most ignored, but understand, it's the brain. This is the most important planet. So how can you ignore Mercury's role in everywhere? Mercury rules your third and sixth house. It rules your efforts and repeated tasks. So what happens in case of Mercury retrogression is that if information is being distorted and Jupiter is being in a situation where he is crossing a volatile fire, a junction, and amidst all this is caught Moon and Venus today. This gives us some amount of hint, a decent amount of hint on what can be the situation here. But going before that, do not forget to hit like, subscribe and share, and hit the bell icon so that you never miss another update. And yes, Jupiter videos will come soon. There are 10 zodiacs, 10 ascendants left for the Jupiter video. One by one I will upload all of them. Now coming to Mercury retrogression, Mercury means information, data, signal processing and assimilation of the stimulus that you receive from the body. Mercury is the brain and the nervous system, and it also defines thoughts, it rules finances, banking, and it also defines something which is fast. Now when it is retrograde in the sign of Scorpio, Scorpio is the natural 8th house. When Jupiter is also crossing the boundary, this Mercury is trying to relay some distorted information. So it's like the message coming from deep space. It's like the message coming from deep within, from your soul. So from today onwards, till the time Mercury is retrograde, and especially the duration of the Jupiter Gandanta, you will have this immense amount of feeling that somebody is talking to you. Something is talking to you from inside, and that's what you have to actually see. Who is talking to you? What it is that is being referred to? What message is being conveyed to you? Because this is going to be distorted. And that message is very important. Venus is also present there. Venus rules the natural 2nd and the 7th house, in the 8th house along with the natural 3rd and the 6th house. Specifically, relationship aspects are going to be impacted in a great way. You may get to know some realities of your life partner, whether it is a spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, partner, friend. These information, specifically the love and the romance, is going to take the biggest hit. So if you want to mend ways, if you want to be with somebody, if you want to bring back the past, and that too in a good sense I'm not talking about some obsessive sense. This is the time when you can actually focus on conveying the information, but in a very polite and a patient manner. Now this does not mean yet that you are going to bombard somebody with SMSs or phone calls, or you will just simply bang and you will knock on the door and give her a surprise or give him a surprise. But the thing is that information has to be relayed at least in the subconscious level. At least hints has to be given. You will also get the hint whether somebody is actually liking you or not, actually loving you or not. And this is not the right time to spend money lavishly. This is not the right time to spend money on luxurious items, because Venus is also in Scorpio. Anuradha nakshatra plays a key role. Now, Anuradha is a very follower nakshatra. Anuradha is the nakshatra of gratitude, and it's a very beautiful nakshatra. So, when Mercury enters Anuradha with Venus, it is in conjunction with Venus, and Jupiter is actually crossing the boundary. So, wisdom is being transformed, whereas the information is being carried to you. Definitely a great transformation in marriage, great transformation in love life. So basically what is going to happen is that from today onwards, that means from when the Mercury becomes retrograde, you will see that a lot of changes are happening, especially in the marriage and the relationship area, and those changes are actually of greater importance. That brings the essence of many things. Suddenly a wave of realization will hit you, and you may convey what you were scared of conveying. You may say things which you were scared of saying. So this information will be out because it is retrograde. Retrograde does not mean reverse always. Retrograde also means deviated. So going against all odds and bringing your heart out, revealing the secret, and knowing about yourself. This also means that you will also know about your comfort zone, where you are comfortable, and clubbed with this transit. Yes, there will be slight chaos because Mercury is not only going to be in the Anuradha, it will soon go into Jyeshta, and Mercury will fall back. Remember, Mercury is getting retrograde in a very early degrees of Scorpio. So Mercury is going to go back into Libra. That means you are going to target balance. Mercury going back to Libra means suddenly bringing a rapid random change, and out of nowhere it starts to create balance, because from the 8th house it is going into the 7th house. So it shows balance of love life, balance of nature. Every time retrograde Mercury does not cause panic. For some people it will create some sort of distortion of thoughts, but that distortion has to be controlled, and it will be controlled by Jupiter in Gandanta. But let me tell you one thing, it is going to be one of the most confusing retrograde Mercury. Patience is the key. You have to have extreme amount of patience without any impulsive behavior, without any compulsion on you, with a free thought and with a spiritual attitude. This is how you have to proceed. This is mostly going to impact two areas. Number one, your investments, especially your business, and number two, your relationship, marriage and love life. So I would say the weight on the relationship, love, people who loves you, public domain people who are famous among public, the kind of message that you convey, you have to be very careful. You have to be extremely careful about your words. You have to be extremely careful about what content you are giving to the public. And you have to be very careful from the controversy. So you need to ensure that there is no controversy in your life, and you are not doing something stupid that you may regret later on. Message has to be conveyed in a very polite, in a very soft manner, with careful attitude, and if you do that, rest you have to leave it up to God, whether it is going to be fruitful or not, whether your efforts will fructify or not. But let me assure you this, you will see this in upcoming months. Whatever efforts you take now will have a very magical and mysterious touch to it. And that mysterious essence of your steps and actions, decisions, or even thoughts coming in your mind will be revealed once Jupiter will cross 1 degree of Mula Nakshatra. All you have to do is wait. So if you're trying to reconcile your past love, this is the time. If you're trying to solve situation in your marriage, this is the time. If you have any financial disturbance in marriage, this is the time to talk. If you want to solve issues of your life, this is the time. But what you have to do, you have to sit and have a practical conversation with proper data. Retrograde Mercury means you have to look back into the past, reanalyze whatever has happened, check the loopholes, and before you proceed to the future, because it is going back, and not only going back, it goes into the previous house, you need to go back and restart the journey. So this Mercury actually restarts everything. So if you plan to restart things, it is fine. If you plan to accelerate things, then it will be problem. Then it will become a big problem because thoughts are not coherent. You will not be able to relay a full sentence which will mean a proper, which will have a proper meaning. So here what you have to do, relax, proceed with caution, follow only one rule, that you want to restart the journey with a better approach, and drop all your thoughts that you carried from the past. This is the only way. That is why Mercury is retrograde, goes back to the previous house. It is only going for a very short time in the zodiac of Scorpio while Jupiter is going out, which means this small window of Mercury, which the Mercury is in Scorpio zodiac. This small window reveals that information which you will never get in your life. This is what I was thinking, and I was thinking to make a video on this, and this couldn't let me sleep throughout the night. So this is like 5-6 a.m. in the morning, and I'm trying to shoot and immediately give you this information that this is what is going to happen. Don't treat this retrograde Mercury as a general retrogression. Treat this as a special retrogression. So when you are treating this Mercury as a special retrograde Mercury, yes, your brain is going to pop out, anger is going to come, because you will not be able to analyze things properly. But this is not the time to analyze. You don't analyze when you try to restart. You only analyze the loopholes, chalk out the plan, find out ways how you can fill the gaps, go to zero, start again. Spiritually, you may have this revelation of Kundalini, because Mercury is information. Kundalini is spiritual information. And remember, information is the only thing that is important everywhere. Everything is information, data. Data can be of any form. It can be in the light, it can be of sound, it can be of maybe quantum data. But data is data. This entire world is being controlled by Mercury in the subatomic level. That is going into transformation. So you are going to change. This will create a snap, a flip. It will be like a reset button. If you are able to utilize this reset button, a natural reset, then you will rise high. You will have this power to stabilize the future, create something new, and maybe. So if you are able to do that, this Mercury retrogression will be of great benefit to you. And if you are unable to do that, if your life is okay, then yes, there will be some confusion, because ultimately if your life is okay and there is no material problem, then somewhere it has to hit, and it is going to hit at the subconscious level, it is going to hit at the spiritual level. So ultimately there is going to be transformation, be it material or spiritual. So if you're all set in life, and if you're finding that your head is blowing out, people are not responding the way it should respond. So either get your horoscope analyzed, see where your Mercury is, see if your Mercury is damaged, it is causing, is it triggering something? Or otherwise just sit back, relax, let the Mercury retrograde go, and do not decide anything. Observe the thought, write the thought, and see what changes are coming in your soul. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching Punneit's Astrology. This is your host Punneit. It was a quick video and an important video on a very, very special retrogression of Mercury. So let me know if you like this video, and if you like, do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because that's what keeps you and me connected. More videos coming soon. Videos on other ascendant for Jupiter transit is going to come soon. Stay tuned. Thank you.